Hi everyone and welcome to the last Cognigy.AI Tech Update of 2025. It's really great to see so many of you joining us today, especially so close to the holiday season. I hope today's session helps us end the year on a high note as we have a great agenda ahead of us. I'm Yu, Senior Product Marketing Manager at NICE Cognigy, and as always, I'm joined by our product team who will walk you through the most important updates from the past quarter. If this is your first tech update, a quick heads up on what to expect. It's going to be a very hands-on and demo-driven session designed for power users who want to quickly get up to speed on what's new. So that also means we won't spend much time repeating platform basics. If you are new to Cognigy.AI and want to familiarize yourself with the platform first, I recommend checking out our Academy courses, which are a great way to get started with building your first AI agents. Now, before we move on, just a couple of housekeeping reminders. You are in listen-only mode throughout the session, but please feel free to submit any questions at any time using the Q&A panel. We will answer as many as we can directly via chat, and for the rest, we will make sure to follow up with you afterward. You will also receive a link to the recording after the webinar. All right, let's jump into our first key highlight from Q4, which is AI Ops Center. As you know, AI agents don't live in a bubble. They rely on multiple dependencies from LLMs and speech services to backend APIs and handovers. This makes today's CS stack more complex than ever, with many hidden pitfalls that can potentially bring your service down. We introduced AI Ops Center to address exactly this challenge. It gives you a centralized dashboard for real-time monitoring of AI agent operations at scale. And what makes AI Ops Center especially powerful is that it goes beyond Cognigy.AI itself, giving you holistic visibility into also the external dependencies your AI agents rely on. So with live insights into the entire system health, proactive alerts for abnormal behavior, and instant troubleshooting tools, you can ensure your AI agents run reliably and resolve issues before they impact customers. We won't be demonstrating AI Ops Center in today's tech update as we hosted a very in-depth launch webinar just a few weeks ago. So if you missed that session, make sure to check it out afterward. Beyond AI Ops Center, we have also shipped multiple new features and enhancements across the platform. And with that, I hand things over to our product team who will walk you through these updates in detail. We will start with agent design and web chat updates. Melin, our product owner, will showcase the new out-of-the-box tool nodes that help you build AI agent actions faster. He will also demonstrate how you can now get complete real-time visibility into every LLM request, improving observability and helping you fine-tune agent performance. And finally, we will look at a small but mighty enhancement that gives you more flexibility in customizing your web chat experience. Over to you, Melin.
Thank you, Nu, and welcome everyone. I'm Merlin, one of the NICE Cognigy product owners, and I want to show you a few improvements we did in the last quarter. So I want to get started with a real highlight, which is new tools for AI agents. So as you remember from the last tech update, we have this new added AI agent panel here, where I can manage my agent, the jobs, persona, and I can manage the tools the agent can access, basically, right? So we had the standard tool here and the MCP tool already. What we recently added is the knowledge tool, the send email tool, and the handover to AI agent tool. And without further ado, I want to directly jump into the use case and show the advantages during the presentation here. So just imagine as a use case, I'm a kid. I want to know from Santa here, our tech update Santa, who's responsible for delivering presents worldwide and answering questions around that topic, if I get a present and what the present is, right? So I'm going to approach Santa here. And as my first question, I'm wondering if I'll get the present this year. And to double check here, I'm choosing another name here, which is not my own name, to check that the retrieve knowledge tool here is actually working, right? So for Anna here, I did the check already. She's on a naughty list. She will not be getting any presents this year, unfortunately. But I made a mistake, actually. Oops, I am Merlin, actually. Sorry. So he will do that check again, hopefully, and I am on the nice list. I will get presents. This is not a surprise, actually, because Cognigy is now part of the nice family, as we all know. So this tool already worked. Let's have a quick check in what we did here. So I attached a knowledge store, which is naughty or nice, just a really flat list of the naughty or nice status from all the kids around the world, basically, to be able to do a quick checkup around this, right? And I'm also providing a quick description on this to provide the context of when the agent should use this tool, actually. Together with the tool ID, this is sent to the LLM, and the LLM can then decide when is the best time to use this tool to provide the best user experience, right? So for the next retrieve knowledge tool here, we actually have a different knowledge store attached, which is way bigger than the first one, because there's all the presents and the addresses of the kids and everything in there. And we only need to execute this tool if the kid has been nice during the year, right? Because we're not going to do an expensive lookup with a lot of token involvement and everything for naughty kids, right? So yeah, let's go back to the use case here. I checked and it looks like you're nice. I want to know what is the present actually, right? Okay, and now, as I said, we're going to dive into the bigger knowledge store here and retrieve the answer actually for this kid, because this kid has been nice and can receive board games and wireless earbuds this year. Great. But because I am born skeptic here as Merlin in this use case here, I also want to get a summary of what we have just discussed. And for that, I will ask Santa here to provide a transcript of our conversation here quickly per email so that I can prove that I'm applicable to receive this presence here, right? Okay, and what we're doing now is that we are checking the description of this tool here and the tool ID. And in the description here, I said, okay, you need to confirm the two email address and a summary of the content with the user before sending the mail. Because I really want to make sure that the email address is the correct one and the content is the right one, because we do not want to spam anyone, right? Together with the description and tool ID, we have the recipient email address field here, where I just use a token from my contact profile. Basically, this is a Cognigy script field. So you can also provide a bit more logic to fill this field here dynamically, of course, in the advanced editor. For now, we are just using the email from the contact profile. We have debug settings, of course, and we have an advanced section where I can define a condition, really hard requirement, and if this requirement is not met, the agent cannot execute this tool. Also, as a short look into the future here, we will have a CC, a BCC, and a priority field very soon here with one of the next releases already, right? And so let's jump back into the use case here. The email will include everything we've talked about regarding you. Is that okay? Yes, I want to receive that email. The agent receives the confirmation here and is executing the send email tool using the SMTP server in the background. So I will jump into my Outlook here quickly and double check that email. And as you can see here, we already received the full transcript here together with some conversation from Santa here. And we are able to prove that I'm applicable to receive presents this year. So super great. And now I want to dive into the last tool, which is actually new, which is the handover to AI agent tool, right? So I have another question. My internet is not working currently, right? And as you can see here, Santa is directly noticing that this is not his domain. Basically, he needs to hand over to a subject matter expert, which is the Fritzbox specialist job here in that case, right? And then we have to hand over to AI agent. I will also open the settings for this one here. We have the tool ID in the description. As for all of the tools, we have to select a flow basically where we want to hand over, and we need to select a node as an entry point here for the handover. Of course, also debug settings and condition as with all of the tools, right? So really straightforward, really simplified setup basically to set everything up here and to do a proper handover to another flow. Because as you know, with more and more complexity in the flows, in the agents, the decision making is getting more and more complex, of course, leading to errors sometimes. So you want to streamline the agent's decisions here, provide not 100 tools, but maybe up to 20, provide a few jobs, and then you can hand over between them to have flawless flow design and agent design here. Good. So this worked. I'm handed over to a specialist who can help you with internet issues. And good luck, and I hope your internet gets back up soon. Okay. Let's try this one as well. My internet's not working. And now the different agent here is actually chatting back to me. And I want to know if Fritzbox Cognigy.AI is has Wi-Fi 6, for example. And this is the knowledge store attached here with all the Fritzbox information. You can check that in a second and then provide me an answer to that. So yeah, in general, super powerful tools, really quick setup for all of the tools. We're basically simplifying the agent experience here a bit, right? That you can set up everything in this UI here. You don't need to go into the advanced editor at all, but have very powerful use cases, right? So yeah, super cool additions in general. I want to show you one more thing here, which is, as you know, we have debug mode here, right? And you can basically enable it to see if you're debugging your agent and your flows to see what is happening exactly. For example, here, send email to executed, customer support specialist executed a job. But sometimes you need to dig a bit deeper. And for that, it's just very important that you have all the information that the LLM had for its decision making, right? And for that, we actually included another option here, which is down here, which is send request logs to webhook. You can specify a URL here, and I can now jump into this simple site here, which is basically logging all of the requests I'm making to the LLM. So all the information that the LLM has, you can see here and base your debugging on that, right? For example, here there's also some system prompt where we basically describe the persona here. That is information that's always going to the LLM. And then with each turn the conversation takes here, we are extending this transcript here, actually, right? And based on that, all of the decisions of the LLM, of the AI agent are basically made. So really important information. We didn't want to have it in the tool because it will basically blow up the interaction panel here completely, but you can just forward it to a webhook URL you can specify. So really flexible and cool addition to the tool. And yeah, with that, I'm already jumping to the last feature on my end here today, which is a customized icon for the Webchat v3. So as you know, we are in the endpoint editor here, Webchat v3 editor. We can scroll to the Webchat layout sections, and in there we have the Webchat icon section. So there you can choose an icon for your Webchat. As you know, if I'm opening the demo Webchat here, I just increase the size here a bit to make it visible. We have the chat bubble in the bottom right as a default, right? And this is, for example, here now the pulsating icon I chose here. So we have a very simple one, Gen AI Webchat icon basically, and this standard icon here where I can choose. I can, for example, choose this one here. I can choose the animation I want to have. We have bouncing animation, swinging animation here, and the pulsing animation. I can choose the animation interval, so at which interval the animation should be repeated, and I can choose the animation speed. For example, I can go super fast here and then have the swinging one, and then you can see that we're doing the swinging here really quick, right? As a fourth option, I can actually upload my own icon if I want. So if you want to brand your Webchat icon as you like, you can customize it from now on, right? I can go and save and then click on open my Webchat. And as we can see here down in the bottom right corner, we have a new Webchat icon. So also a really quick and easy setup for the customization of your Webchat experience and Webchat experience for your user base, right? And yeah, with that said, that's it already on my end. Thank you for listening in today, and back to you, Nu.
Thank you so much, Melin. I think the AI Center will definitely help reduce the support workload for the real center in this hectic holiday season. I especially like how the new tool nodes simplify AI agent design. The capabilities themselves aren't new, but previously you had to chain multiple nodes together to achieve the same functionality. Now everything is consolidated into a single tool node configuration, which makes the builder experience really intuitive, especially when combined with the new accelerated agent editor that Melin just showcased. And speaking of agent development, ensuring precise and controlled behavior also depends on how well your AI agents are connected to the right information, which brings us to our next topic, knowledge connectors. While Knowledge AI already supports URL scraping and multiple file imports, their knowledge connectors make it easier than ever to establish native connection with your enterprise content systems. This enables automated content ingestion, removes the need for manual file imports, and helps accelerate the overall development process. And with that, I hand things over to Tom, who will walk you through how knowledge connectors work and how you can implement this capability in your own enterprise setup.
Thank you, Nu. My name is Tom. I'm part of the product team, and I'm super excited today to talk about our new feature called Knowledge Connectors. Now I'll talk about what it is, why we built it, and then also show a demo at the end. Now for the why, I brought in a little example use case for you. So let's head straight into it. Imagine we're Cognigy Airlines, and we have all of our FAQs stored in an internal Confluence page. Now, to keep up with agentic times, we would love to configure a Cognigy.AI agent, train it on this data, and then enable it to answer customer questions. Now, the way we would currently go about this would be using our current knowledge store functionality. This, while already supporting a numerous amount of file types, is still quite a manual process. I would have to download all of the pages I want to use from Confluence and then manually upload them to our knowledge store for ingestion. Now, of course, this is not very scalable or efficient, and this is why Knowledge Connectors relieves us from doing that by providing a native connection to your content system, enabling you to ingest knowledge into our knowledge store efficiently and in a scalable way. From Cognigy's side, we will be providing a few pre-built connectors, for example, a Confluence one, which I will demo in just a sec, and also a diffbot connector. However, the main idea of this product is for you to be able to build this connector yourselves and then thus be able to connect to any content system of your choice. Now let's head straight into the product and see what it's all about. Now here we are in the product. The first place we're going to head to is the extensions page. Because as I said before, the main idea of this project is for you to build the connectors yourself, which is why it is part of our extension framework. Now, most of you will probably be familiar with our extension framework. It's our product that allows customers to build their own flow nodes. If you head to our marketplace, you can see a lot of different extensions with a lot of different flow nodes for different customers that either Cognigy built or they even built themselves. Now, we follow the same approach with knowledge connectors in order for you to connect to any content system of your choosing. That means if you've configured flow nodes before, configuring a connector will be quite similar, basically writing a simple TypeScript script and uploading it to Cognigy. Let's head to our Confluence example. We can see this is the extension. It still entails these nodes that were there before. But now if you scroll down, you can see there's a new section that was added, knowledge connectors, which basically means, okay, this extension has a knowledge connector within it, and we can install it by just installing the connector. Now, I've already pre-installed this extension, so we can head straight over to our knowledge store. Now, within the knowledge store, you'll see everything's quite familiar. We can add knowledge. We can head to the drop down. We see our 4 previous ways of ingesting knowledge, but now we can also see the Confluence connector. If you select it, you see these fields. It's very important to know that these fields are completely customizable. We pre-built this connector now. That means we selected what kind of fields we need for us to connect to Confluence. If you build a different connector to a different database, these fields will look different. Now for Confluence, we need a connection, which entails the domain, an email, and an API key. I've already pre-configured this one. Then we need the URL to the page that we want to point to. And we also have the option to extract descendants. That means that in this case, we can also extract subpages or the data from subpages. Now, I've created a little example page for this demo, Knowledge Connectors demo page, just going along with the example I had previously, Cognigy FAQ Hub, some information on this main page, and then also a subpage called General FAQ, which again has 2 subpages. So when I copy this URL into our connector and hit create, we can see that we are manually going to be adding the knowledge from our Confluence page into our knowledge store. Here we go. As you can see, all of the pages have been uploaded successfully with one click. Instead of me having to download all of the PDFs manually, uploading them, this is an easy and scalable and efficient way. If I would have thousands of documents now, I could all get them with one go. Now, it is important to note that the chunking logic lies with the customer. That means we don't have a chunking function available for you that kind of predetermines what a chunk looks like. What we make available to you is a function that ingests these chunks into our knowledge store. Now, this knowledge is readily available for my Cognigy.AI agent for Cognigy. I can now configure my AI agent to answer customer queries based on this information. Now, as I said before, this release is coming with 2 pre-built connectors, and we will also be adding a few more along the lines. We also have an extension repository that you can check out where all the previous extensions are already published and freely available. Also, there are some example connectors available there for you to get an easy start. So, summarizing, Knowledge Connector is an extension of the already existing framework that now, besides flow nodes, can also create connectors to any content system of your choice. This enables you to ingest knowledge into our knowledge store easily and in a scalable way, and improves the overall user experience. Now, thank you so much for listening. We are constantly improving this product, so we're very keen on feedback as well. Let us know if you have any thoughts and ideas. And that's all from me. Thank you for listening. And with that, handing back to Nu.
Thank you so much, Tom. Really exciting feature. And as Tom mentioned, we will be adding additional enhancements to Knowledge Connectors very soon. So definitely stay tuned for what's coming next. Now moving on, I'm joined by Anastasia, who will showcase our latest data redaction capability. This is a major upgrade from our previous blind mode feature and enables more advanced data masking for compliant logs and analytics. Over to you, Anastasia.
Thank you, Nu. Hello, everyone. My name is Anastasia, and I'm a product owner here in Cognigy. Today, I would like to go through data redaction feature together with you. The main purpose of this feature is to prevent exposure or misuse of a predefined personally identifiable information within the system, while still maintaining logs, readability, and analytics accuracy. Unlike traditional mask all approaches that obscure entire logs and disable analytics visibility, by enabling data redaction within the settings of your project, you will pinpoint and redact only true sensitive data, which ensures that you preserve useful operational insights while adhering to compliance. Let's deep dive how to enable this feature within Cognigy. Open one of your projects in the Cognigy navigate to the Manage Settings section and find the data redaction settings. You may see that by default we enabled the credit card data redaction, which automatically enforces PCI data collection minimization and privacy by design principles. As the feature is available from release 2025, any new or existing projects will have credit card redaction enabled by default. We have defined other standard data types that you might enable based on your own requirements, including email, phone number, social security number, IP address. By toggling on the data type, you can select between the standard redaction pattern or define your own custom wording that will appear in the logs and analytics instead of sensitive data. Let's save our email address redaction now to see how it will look in the application logs and Trusted Explorer. As I mentioned before, the credit card will be enabled by default. That's why we will not do any changes here. As we are aware that across different industries there are different requirements on the data reduction, sometimes you might also need to redact the data which is not considered to be PI. Nevertheless, in your context, it should not be saved within the systems. Therefore, we have also added the option to add custom data types. By clicking Custom Data, you will need to follow 3 simple steps to create your own regex. As we don't offer in-platform regex library, you will need to navigate to the suggested RE2 regular expression library that has been used in the production at Google and many other places since 2006. We have also chosen this library to enable the standard data types, as we have seen above that it was designed and implemented with a focus on safety, reliability, and guarantees that the match time is linear in the length of the input stream. You might find the reference to this library in our documentation section as well. Once you have created your regex pattern, let's add it to the project settings. To start with, let's add the name, and let's add created regex as the last step to define the custom data redaction type, or what you should see instead of the original data in the logs, or both. In this case, I have added Cognigy and NICE, so the company names. Let's save and talk to our AI agent to see the outcome in the logs. I navigate to my AI agent Emily, and I ask to reset my access from the old Cognigy account and resend me the access to my new email. As you can see, AI agent has suggested a better solution to reset my access, so I don't need any more support in this case. However, I also want to try to ask the AI agent to create me a new PIN for my corporate credit cards because I have forgotten it during my last corporate trip. Well, as you can see, I try to ask for the new PIN. However, AI agent is not directly equipped to perform this action. Therefore, I will need to double check in my travel policy documents the correct contact. Well, now let's see how all this conversation and the data that I have inserted is reflected in the logs and analytics. As we finish our chat, let's navigate right now to the logs to start with checking how the data reduction will look there. As you may see, the email address, Cognigy, and NICE has been redacted together with a credit card that has been also enabled by default to all the project, as I mentioned before. Now let's see what we see in the insights, and we will start checking with the Trusted Explorer, even though the reduction would also apply to the Message Explorer and of course to the OData. I open my session and I see that instead of the original input, all data has been redacted. Nevertheless, what you could also see rather here more than in the logs, that instead of just redacting the company name, the regex has been captured the word NICE in a different context. I have provided this example on purpose to bring your awareness that while regex is fast and reliable, you may also need to refine it based on the individual cases by either adjusting the regex or custom data types to make it more neutral, to match more use cases in case of false positive matches. So instead of the credit card numbers, I could say just a number, because it could be that the credit card can accidentally get matched with the parcel number. In this case, you would need to refine this feature constantly, see what is mostly working for your use case based on the numbers that the customers or the AI agents are using. And we are also looking forward to hearing your feedback once you try to apply this feature in your projects. Nevertheless, even with a certain rate of possible inconsistencies, the benefits outweigh the disadvantages of this feature. As in your first step, you reduce the operational issues across the teams by eliminating guesswork in identifying the sensitive data within the AI conversations without having any hassle to guess when the data might come. I'm looking forward to seeing how you will utilize this feature, as well as how you can further improve your experience with dealing with the sensitive data and compliance. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Thank you, Anastasia. Now, staying on the theme of data control and governance, we have also introduced a new option for controlling media anchoring in voice use cases. In the advanced settings of the transfer node, you can now select a no media option for the media path. What this does is essentially bypass any media platform entirely and route RTP traffic directly to your destination SBC or SIP trunk. So for example, let's say you need to hand over a conversation from an AI agent to a contact center to handle sensitive information like credit card numbers for payment execution. By selecting this option, the media stream will be completely released from the Cognigy Voice Gateway to meet your data compliance requirements. This setting is available for the dial option in the transfer node. Now for our final set of updates, I'm joined by Denise, who will showcase some amazing improvements to the contact center experience. These include enhanced agent experiences in Cognigy Live Agent with customizable language settings and the ability to directly escalate a conversation to a supervisor. Denise will then also cover our new native integrations with Content Guru and CXOnce Empower. Over to you, Denise.
Thank you, Inu, for the introduction, and hello everyone, and welcome to our Q4 Tech Update. I'm excited to share several important improvements with you today. So let's start with the live agent improvements first. So for live agents in this tech update, we have two major enhancements to announce. First one is the site language configuration in profile settings. So previously in the live agents were limited to their organization's account level language settings. So there could only be one language that could be set by the admin in the account settings, and the agents were limited to only use this language in their interface. So this created challenges for enterprises with multi-language teams. For example, in one contact center, there can be both English or German speaking agents, and this was creating a limitation since the agents could not choose their preferred site language. So with our new updates, each user can now personalize the site language directly from their profile settings. So you can choose from the available language options using the simple drop-down menu. And the default language again remains the organization's account language set by the admin. And once you select the preferred account language for your own profile, this setting also updates all system messages, push notifications, and email notifications. So everything is translated to your preferred language. So this enhancement provides much needed flexibility for multi-language organizations, and we aim to improve the agent experience. And let's continue with our second feature, Escalate conversation to the supervisor. So we have introduced a new button in the details section in Live Agent. So imagine a situation where an agent needs immediate support from their supervisor. Maybe there is an angry customer that wants to talk to your manager, or maybe the agent doesn't really know how to answer a certain situation. So therefore, we actually want agents to be able to escalate the conversation to their supervisor to actually get the assistance whenever they need. So with this button, with only one single click, the conversation will be sent to the supervisor so the agents can get guidance for this conversation. So let's see how it works. So once I click on this button, the assigned agent has been changed to the supervisor that is responsible in this inbox, and the priority of the conversation is also changed to escalation. And as you can see, the conversation is escalated to the supervisor in the inbox. And now the agent doesn't have to deal with this and continue their work with the other conversations. But in the meantime, let's see how the supervisor actually sees the conversation that is escalated. So here, as a supervisor, I can see that the conversation has been escalated with this logo here. And as I'm the supervisor, now I should just handle this conversation. And basically, this feature allows sending the conversation, assigning the conversation to a supervisor that is available to get the assistance anytime. And let's see how we can enable this feature. So to activate this feature, we have to select the relevant inbox that we are working with. So in the relevant inbox, we go to the collaborators. And here, when you scroll down, we have this new field, supervisors. So basically, you can add supervisors to this inbox. And when you just include these supervisors in the inbox, the agents can escalate the conversations to these responsible people. And with this feature, you can also limit the accessibility of the supervisors. So basically, in the past, all the supervisors could access to all of the inboxes in Live Agent, but now the supervisors will only be able to see the inboxes that they're assigned to, which also helps limiting the unnecessary access. And for more information on how this feature works and how to configure this, you can just rely in our documentations where we have more details there. And I want to continue with my third update for this tech update, which is a really exciting one. We have a new natively supported handover provider in Cognigy, Storm by Content Guru. So the Storm handover provider creates a seamless bridge between Cognigy.AI and Storm Contact Center platform. So this handover provider enables end users to be transferred smoothly from a bot conversation to a human agent operating in the Storm Contact Center platform. So the setup process for this handover provider is exactly the same as the other handover providers. So in the handover providers resource, we select a new handover provider and we can select Storm here in this menu. And once we have selected that, we have to include the configurations here so that the Cognigy can actually establish a connection. So in order to do that, we need to enter the base API URL, which is directly taken from the Storm interface. We should also make sure that we include authentication. So basically, we have to enter an API secret and API key, which again should be taken from the Storm platform. In order to check how you can configure these fields, you can refer to our documentation, which we have a detailed guideline there. So once we have completed the handover provider configuration, we should create a flow, as we always do. And in the flow editor, we should include a handover to agent node to select the relevant handover provider we have, which is Storm in our case. And now we are good to go since we have configured our handover provider and selected the relevant handover provider in the handover to agent node. And let's see how it looks like in the Storm interface. So let's quickly make a handover. And let's see. So this is the interface that we have for the Storm Contact Center platform. And as an agent, I see the screen. And as you can see, the chat conversation is also here. Now I will just accept it. And as you can see, as the agent, I can interact with the end user from here. And we have already sent an automatic reply here, which is sent here. And yeah. And there's one thing. So looking ahead to the next quarter, we plan to expand the capabilities of this integration. So this integration will include additional features designed to provide an even smoother connection and to achieve a more seamless customer journey. So for more updates on the Storm handover provider, stay tuned to our next tech update because I will have a lot to show you. And now for the final update of the session, I want to present you a new endpoint we have in Cognigy.AI, which is nice CXOnce Agent Assist Up endpoint. So basically, I want to show you how to configure the endpoint and the relevant use cases, but additionally, I want to give you some brief information regarding the Agent Assist Up that NICE offers. So the Agent Assist App makes it easier than ever to implement agent assist tools to help your agents perform at their best. So basically, Agent Assist App helps agents to provide the knowledge, guidance, and relevant context so that the agents can successfully resolve even the most complicated and complex customer cases. So with Agent Assist Hub, you can manage all your Agent Assist applications centrally within CXOnce. And once you have these applications act like personal assistants, offering real-time and helpful information during the interactions between the agents and the end users. And in order to check how the integrations are done, you can check the nice documentation as the integrations are handled through CXOnce Studio scripts and in the CXOnce platform, basically. So the exciting part for us is that NICE CXOnce Agent Assist App now supports Cognigy.AI Copilot natively in the CXOnce platform. So as you can see in the Agent Assist app, you can add an Agent Assist app and Cognigy Assist is there. So in order to check how the configurations are done, you can check our documentation, and which we have a really detailed one on how to configure the CXOnce side for the Cognigy Assist. But for the tech update, I will show you how we do it in the Cognigy side, which would be more relevant for our use case. So basically, we have to configure a new endpoint. And by enabling this endpoint, you can seamlessly use Cognigy Copilot within the NICE environment without needing any additional configurations. So basically, once you create this new endpoint, the only thing you have to do is to select the flow, where for this use case, we have to select the Copilot flow. So not a main flow to make a handover, but we have to select the Copilot flow. And once we select that, we should also do the Copilot configurations, where the Copilot type is workspace. And again, I selected the Copilot flow. And we also have to enable the Copilot authentication. So basically here, we have to define a JWT secret, which would be again used in the NICE CXOnce to create a connection with Cognigy and NICE environments. Again, as I said, you can check our detailed documentation on how this can be configured in both NICE side and in the Cognigy side. And once we have that, we will be able to use this endpoint and NICE CXOnce when there's no Cognigy main flow. So basically, it would be NICE CXOnce in front, and we will only use the Cognigy Copilot in this integration. So I want to actually show you how this works. So basically, in the NICE CXOnce agents platform, I would like to make a call to my normal cell phone. And once I have that, during the conversation between the agent and the end user, I will be able to see the Cognigy Copilot without connecting to Cognigy directly. So the conversation will be handled in the NICE platform, in the NICE interface, but again, I will be able to use the Copilot. So this is a different use case than we normally have for the endpoints and the handover providers, because this will be NICE CXOnce in front and not Cognigy in front. So let me test first. So I will just make a call to my cell phone. And as you can see, I have the call here, which I'll answer. Hi there. So as you can see, in the NICE platform, I have this option to see the workspaces as screen pop. So once I click on the screen pop, I should be able to see any agent assists that I configured, but for my demo, I just configured Cognigy Assist, so I can just see Cognigy Assist here. And I will just click here to see my Copilot. And as you can see, the agents can use Cognigy Copilot in the standalone version in the additional browser tab. And yeah, I will drop from the call. So as again I said, for the detailed configurations required on the NICE site, you can refer to our documentations and also to the NICE's official documentation. And so the key point that I want to tell you is that Cognigy Copilot is now natively integrated into the NICE CXOnce platform. And once everything is configured and you start a call, you will see the Agent Assist workspace as I showed you. And this integration is a really valuable one. Why? Because it creates a really powerful new use case, allowing agents to use Cognigy Copilot directly within NICE CXOnce to leverage the full functionality of the platform without additional routing through Cognigy endpoints. Because as you can see, we have only configured a Copilot flow to show in the Copilot workspace, and there was no additional flow. So by only connecting this Copilot flow in the endpoint, the agents can see the Cognigy Copilot directly in the NICE platform. And I hope you enjoyed my updates, and this was the end of my Q4 update, and see you next time in our next webinar, and thank you.
Thank you, Denise. And with that, we have come to the end of our final tech update of the year. We hope you are excited to start using these new features yourself. And if you'd like to stay up to date on everything we are releasing, make sure to check out the product update section on our website. Maybe also subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Thank you again for joining us today. Happy holidays, and we hope to see you again in the new year.